This is Mike Work 7, Charlie Sierra. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically start this net and I'm going to prematurely start it. Unfortunately, I am coming out of radio left, right and centre, but of course, yeah, I think we have the network, so it's all good. So I'm going to get the correct mouse and I'm going to change that. So we have started. Anybody with a radio? I hope I made you jump. So it's all good then. So in the net last week, we'll get this out of the way before we start in 1 minute. We have myself, GW5DOG, N6UTC, G0EUZ, James 2E0 Victor Whiskey Juliet, Twitter, Monty, MW0AXD Andy was listening, Sooty was listening, M7EMH, MW3WMP Quill in North Wales, MB6DS/L was Andy's link, and M0MQH Julian was listening on the Peanut system. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try and get to the right, get to the right page. I'm on the right page. So I've got to clear this data, and the mouse decides it don't want to play ball with me. But I'm going to clear this data, and I've ended up changing it all to, yeah, I changed it all to Steve. Is that because he becomes Time King, or is that because he's been keying up and the computer's doing the algorithms then? So we clear all the content, that clears all the colours. I'm ready to take checking. So if you'd like to be number 2 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Alpha 5, Romeo, India, Papa, Michael in Lebanon, Tennessee, United States of America, checking in and listening to CHESHIRE on the echo of the beginning of his control. Sorry, back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yep, you weren't here last week, but yeah, after last week I put a lot of fail-safes into it, and of course we had echo, because we had audios coming from here, there and everywhere, but of course, yeah, it was echo, because, yeah, the volume control was out of the radio, which I can actually switch over to should we need to disconnect any networks, so that the audio still goes on the live stream. So yeah, I can adjust that one while I'm talking, and the audio has started going up on that one. So yeah, it's just a flick of a mouse button. So if you'd like to be number 3 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard. I definitely did get Michael though. So we'll try again. If you'd like to be number 3, go ahead with your call sign, name and location during the Wales Ragchew Net. I know you're out there, Steve. Okay, nothing heard. Strange, but yeah, I'll go over to you there, Michael. Whiskey Alpha 5 of Romeo India Papa. It's just me and you for now. Steve's broke his hotspot, and of course no one else has checked in yet. So over to you there, Michael. Whiskey Alpha 5 Romeo India Papa.
Thanks, Chris. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, and I'm just perusing your pictures that you sent me earlier. It's about 31 degrees Celsius here, and it's very humid here, almost as if I was in Florida, and which means I have pop-up storms. So I've already had to unplug all my antennas once or twice today, but we'll get through it. It's supposed to be a little bit more stormy later on this afternoon or this evening in this case, because it's about 1:30 in the afternoon. But looking at the pictures, you've been a very busy man. Well, you were working on your house. It looks fantastic. I did, in one of the pictures, see a young lady that was standing outside the window. So maybe, I don't know if she's there with you today, but I did see her stand outside the window supervising. So you hear more about that. And anybody else that wants to join us on the net, like I say, I saw Steve earlier, and I don't know where he went to. But I'll be here, and I'll tell you what when I wasn't here last weekend, and we'll get on with the net. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, we've put Barry in as listening. I saw a message pop up on my screen. Well, one of the many. So 30PXW is listening. Barry's always listening when there's a net. But yeah, that's just the messages that I've seen so far. So I am monitoring on the live stream there. So yeah, I've got sounds good here. I'm listening. So we know Barry's listening there. So that's all good. Of course, yeah, Donna was supervising. But yeah, she was outside the window there. But of course, yeah, what happened is we didn't actually go over the house to do anything until Friday the 13th. And of course, yeah, Friday the 13th was the day that the electric and gas supply changed to the new company. And I was under instruction that I would need to be at the property, give them a ring, booking my smart meter appointments, and of course, yeah, then it would all be good there. What actually happened is, of course, every time we went to book in the smart meter appointments, they put me on hold, and of course, yeah, we cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if anybody else would like to join the Wales Ragchew Net. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
GW5. Tried several times. I got my Anytone 878 working, and it connected disconnect with it because I couldn't get rid of talk group 91. I did a echo test, but it didn't transmit for some reason. So I'm back on the usual TYT now, which seems to be working, hopefully. So sorry about that, and but here I am, better late than never. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, you are here, better late than never. So we'll see if anybody else is on the side to be number 5. If you'd like to be number 5, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard there. And I've got QRM my side, but it affects me more than anyone else. I don't think anyone can hear it. There is a high-speed motor going in the kitchen. Donna is baking a cake. The Callum who lives over the road. Of course, yeah, I forgot to shut, well, I did shut the door, but unfortunately the dog walks backwards and forwards and pings the door open. Yeah, we didn't get anyone else other than Steve that time, so we'll let him have his over. GW5VOG, round to you there.
GW5VOG returning. Yeah, I don't know whether you were listening or if Sooty's told you, but I had a contact with Sooty on Friday, I think. No, Wednesday it was. Finally worked out how to get my 878 to connect to top group 6 on this system by manually entering it. I haven't reprogrammed the radio because I can't find the cable for it. But yes, so I'm having a bit of trouble. I can't get my Yaesu FD70 to connect to cqnorthwest. It's connecting to it, but it's not transmitting again. So there's something going on today. I've been from 9:30 this morning till 3 o'clock this afternoon. I was at a RayNet event. We were testing an NBIS system connecting to all the groups across South Wales using a sort of low-level inverted V antenna, and which was moderately successful. I don't think the bands were in very good condition, but I did have the times, and whether I had an NXDN handheld ICOM radio, which I was transmitting over to in analog over to over in Western Superman. I don't know whether it's overpowered the FT70 or something. I don't know, but it's not working, and neither is my 878 properly. So there we are. At least I'm on my third radio that does work.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, you're on the third radio and it seems to work. But of course, yeah, that's the thing. But yes, well, we learned last week directly on the system is the best thing, because yeah, when we flick the kill switch, of course, yeah, we're all still there. But of course, it's good for other people who don't have the facility to get in to use the other networks connected. So, of course, yeah, it works. All good there. Thanks very much there, Steve. I'm going to go back up to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5 at Romeo India Papa, and then, yeah, we'll go back down to you, Steve, and we'll see if anyone else joins us. Of course, yeah, I did notice that a lot of binaries did change in the Raspberry Pis today. And of course, yeah, I had to do a couple of updates. I'm not using that system at the moment. I'm actually using the WiresX system, so I seem to be working all good. I will say hi to James on the side on Echolink 30 Victor Whiskey Julia, and I will get you in the log. So I'll try and give you a call after Steve. So, right to you there, Michael. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
You'll be listening. Chris, this is Whiskey Alpha. I was wanting to explain why I wasn't here last week. My wife's birthday is the same day as Chris, the 29th of May. Unfortunately, she's had some medical issues, and actually has not been able to. We haven't been able to celebrate her birthday, and we finally were able to get the family all together, which is not an easy task these days because people have to run in different directions and have different priorities and things like that. But we finally got a group together last Saturday about noontime, and we sent out to a restaurant. Well, that was not a restaurant; it was quite a ways away for some fresh fried catfish with hush puppies and baked potato or French fries, whichever the person who was getting it was choice. And so we had a birthday lunch for my wife, and it ran along. So it was, well, almost at the end of the net before we finally got done. Everybody finally decided to evacuate the house. So that's why I was not there. But she has been in the hospital. She was in the hospital for a couple of days. Her phosphorus levels dropped, as they quoted it, deadly low, and her heart could stop at any second. But once they got her over that issue, she was much better. They got to treat her and get her a little bit better. Hopefully, we've got another doctor taking care of her, so things are hopefully better. But I was looking at your pictures, and it kind of got me tickled. I don't know if you see the McDonald's commercials from back in the day for Hamburglar. Used to be a character on McDonald's commercials, was still the burgers. And I looked at your Donna looking through the window at the McDonald's burger pack, and the first thing I thought of was a Hamburglar. So that made me kind of laugh. I'll turn it back to you now, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, and thanks very much there, Michael. And yeah, I'll also acknowledge, I'll be really wrong if I got this wrong now, but Fred the Farmer, G0EOB, I did hear him just before you piped up there, Michael. So I've added him in as a log at number 6 there. So that's all good. So of course, yeah, the burglar from McDonald's. Yeah, I remember that. The Happy Meal stuff, wasn't it? But of course, yeah, the McDonald's wrapper was sent to me via Donna, so that I'd eat. Because of course, yeah, I'd only gone over there, as I was saying before, to change the gas and electric supply, and they said you had to be at the property to give them some meter numbers and reference numbers. So that's why I was there. And of course, yeah, every time we got to actually booking it, yeah, they cancelled it, but they didn't bring back. Yeah, strange. But of course, yeah, then I gave up. But while I was on hold, because you could be on hold for 40 minutes, I started positioning the kitchen. Yeah. Then once I finally gave up, I ended up putting the cupboards on the wall. So I know how it's all going to go now. And of course, yeah, we had a double steak stack something from McDonald's, which, yeah, it didn't seem like steak. But of course, yeah, I'll start the food ball. But we did, last night, we had a barbecue. About 11 o'clock last night, we had a barbecue, and it started raining. We were under the gazebo. It was all good. We didn't get wet. So, yeah, that was enjoyable. Mostly pork on the barbecue, and chipolata sausages. And of course, yeah, peppers stuffed with cheese. I can't remember the cheese, and it melts as well. So that was all good there, Michael. So what we'll do now is we will go round to Steve, GW5VOG, round to you there.
GW5VOG returning. I was just quickly trying the 878 again, but it didn't work. I think I didn't quite catch what you said about the Raspberry Pis today, so maybe that's the problem with that. I don't know, but this radio seems to be working okay. Yeah, so as I say, I was doing this RayNet event, and we were actually doing of the place where my local radio club have our shack, and it's a lawn that stretches down to the sea. It's a very, very nice place, and most of the afternoon the sun was out, so it was really nice. We did have a couple of very, very light showers, which weren't a problem. And on the morning, we didn't realise there was an event on there a fun day for kids, and there was a sort of mini circus and a bouncy castle thing, and in the field where we were operating from, so that was quite strange. But they didn't interfere with us, and we didn't interfere with them. Worked out okay. I'm a bit tired because I've been standing up a lot today, which my old legs won't take anymore. But now, and I've just had very nice fresh pasta with bolognese sauce from Mr. Lloyd. That's quite nice. We haven't had that for a long time. We've sort of forgotten about it. And, it was from, get ready, have you got your sound at Marks and Spencer's. With that, M7CCS from W.D.R.G. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, I have still got it. I was hovering over doing something else, but yeah, I've still got it, and it's still there. So we'll go round to James via Echolink 20 Victor Whiskey Juliet. And the question, you did ask me a question earlier, and I wasn't quite ignoring it, but I did see the post notification, so it reminds me now. And you asked whether you could get in via analog. To my knowledge, you can via cqnorthwest and their repeaters, but and if you've got an Echolink enabled repeater nearby, or whether you have got an ALLSTAR repeater nearby, because you just go over into cqnorthwest. Yeah, there is a way in that way, but there isn't an analog way in around our area, if that's what you were asking. 20 Victor Whiskey Juliet, round to you there.
20 Victor Whiskey Juliet, good evening all. Yeah, that answers a few questions, Chris. I wasn't sure whether your gateway went on to FM. That was sort of the trail still, but yeah, the one of the repeaters is now ALLSTAR enabled, and I'm thinking of getting a note so I can sort of get into some of that ALLSTAR stuff, which will be the next little learning curve. Yes, all answered there. This week, well, because the fact that it's a bit of a job hunt for the radio, it's a job hunt for the week. But on the sort of group-born thing, which is not exactly group-born exactly, that was the highlight of the disaster this week, where I had this really nice gammon joint. I cut it in half, actually, it was so big. It was one of those joints they do at Easter and that, and I bought it and put it in the freezer. And I thought, I'll cook it. I normally cook those things in the pressure cooker, and it steams for about 40 minutes, cooks brilliantly, like. So I put it on, and the seal sort of leaks, so it, you have to sort of put a little pressure, when it's steaming, you have to sort of put this pressure down on the lid, and then it builds up pressure, and then it sort of seals itself. So anyway, whilst I was waiting for the water to come up to boil, I went off and did some of the job, and completely forgot all about it, until I start this burning lovely gammon joint. So anyway, I did manage to rescue it, and it was a bit scathed, should we say, but it was okay. So that's sort of in line with burgers that don't seem steak. The steak doesn't seem like steak from McDonald's and so forth. So yeah, that was a bit of a close one. And I was glad I chopped the joint in half, because if it was in a whole joint on, it would have been a bit of a shame, really. But yeah, it turned out really nice. And lots of other things going on. Putting new solar panels on the roof of the motorhome. That's fun and games. That's the ladder with a tube of cement, screwing them down and getting it all over my hands and everywhere. But that was a successful job today, and I was pleased about that. Mainly for, when I'm away in Spain, the solar wasn't just quite enough with winter sun, so I've sort of doubled it up. and if I've got my ALLSTAR node, then I might be able to radio in from there. So we'll all fit together in time and rolling around finishing this clutch off. But I won't go on about that too much. But yes, it's been a good week, bloody weather. Anyway, I'll pass it back before I time out to Ragchew Control from 20 W.D.R.G.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, well, at least, yeah, you enjoyed the meet there, and of course, it was all good. And of course, yeah, ALLSTAR node you would then be able to get in with cqnorthwest because they have an ALLSTAR route in. But also the thing with an ALLSTAR node is you can configure them to do Echolink as well. You have to get yourself a 2E0 Victor Whiskey Juliet stroke L call sign, which is easy enough to do. Yeah, there's a way you can do it with the ALLSTAR node, and you can dial to Echolink and use a radio. Yeah, all good there, things. So we go round to Fred the Farmer, G0 EOB.
Okay, M7CCS, Chris. 93.8 miles from me. I won't be coming for coffee tonight. It'll be too late. And yes, good evening to everybody. And I see they've been on the barbecue there and having a heat up on the barbecue. And the rain-out operation there, I think in one of the, I'm going to see one of the fields, I think there. We do a rain-out as well in North Devonmere, the Exmoor Challenge for kids up to 10, 12 years of age, 20 miles or more, 25 miles. Rain carry out the communications for that. I have done it. Quite interesting. Nothing like the biggest the Dartmoor Challenge, of course, for the older guys. But still, they enjoy it. You've got to turn away some schools. Get more than 500 pupils joining. 500 pupils sort of 6 to 10 years age is a lot of youngsters, isn't it, to deal with. So a lot of communications required, a lot of check-ins, to check how they're getting on and so forth. So do understand that part of it. Not much to report to St. really. I've been having a listen on the radios tonight. They're on the IC9700. There's an Indian station there. 1 or 2 from the United States there, and 1 or 2 English guys there on it. A bit on DMR, not a lot, but 1 station I think on DMR. There's a KE9 THS there from the States on DStar, looks like it. That's quite popular, getting DStar actually, on the IC9700 here. And the HF is digital at the moment. So that's all the news this end really. Getting older, Chris, that's the only problem. There's nothing much I can do about that, nor any of us, can I? So I'm coming up 83 now. But I can just about deal with my radios at the moment. I'm retired from farming now, and I've got all the time in the world to deal with them because the brain don't work like it once did. Of course, at 80, coming up 83, there's only one way. You either stay still and look slowly go downhill, but nothing's going to go up, is it? Anyway, back to you, Chris. I'm enjoying my radio, enjoy you guys and everybody else. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, thanks very much there, Fred. And then, of course, yeah, retired or semi-retired. But, of course, yeah, good to hear you enjoying radio there as well. And of course, yeah, you got the field there. You can have some pretty impressive antennas. So that's all good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to see if anybody else would like to join us on the Wales Ragchew Net. If you would, go ahead with your call sign and an over.
Mike Whiskey 7 Alpha Romeo Echo, Jethro Lumberfoot.
Yes, hello there, Jethro. Not heard you for a while, but of course, yeah, hearing you loud and clear there. You can go ahead with an over. I've offered overs with this check-in. Over to you there, Jethro.
Yeah, cheers, Chris. Mike Whiskey 7 Alpha Romeo Echo returning, coming through GB3 Whiskey. Like the good old days. Nice to be back up with G3 Whiskey. You guys done a lovely job there. I'm not going to stick around. Chris, I got mega busy, but I just wanted to get my name in the bog there and wish you all this good success on getting back up and going and getting up more. Back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yeah, not a problem there, Jeffro. Of course, yeah, the net has long continued. There was sometimes when I didn't do the net for personal reasons. But of course, yeah, good that Whiskey's back on. The auto connect has actually come in there and it's working there as well. So yeah, it's good to have it there. Although I'm trying to look at my screen, I can't actually see it there anymore. But yeah, 7-3 to you there, Jeffro. So, would anyone else like to check in to the Wales Ragchew Net? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over.
MW3 WMP, Quill, Penryn Day Drive.
Hello there, Gwil. Thanks very much for checking in there. So, of course, yeah, we let you have an over with the check-in. So, but it's nice to hear you join us. And, yeah, I believe that you use the same gateway to join the Dragon Net on Thursday as well. Over to you there, Gwil.
Thank you there. Thank you for letting me in. Yes, I didn't speak to the Dragon Net last Thursday, I think it was. Oh, I wasn't here. The Thursday before, it was dead as a dodo, so I don't know what happened then. But yeah, and well, I'm speaking through Port Malik now, through the Simon's system, and seemed to do the job. And amazing, I was talking to Australia through it the other day, and of course America's no problem. Yeah, it's good fun. This is absolutely, yeah. And these two Australians, one of them especially, was very familiar with Port Malik and Simon, so I should think they must have been up here the way they were talking about the area. And it was good, yes. And I don't know how many we got on because I've only just switched on myself. And we've got a very dull day. It's been wet. We've avoided the storms, luckily, and not the best of days, but I believe it's going to improve a great deal next week. So I'll put it back to you now.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine there, Gwil. And yeah, I think I know the two Australians you were familiar with. Of course, yeah, I'm looking at the look-back distance on my radio, on my Yaesu. 110.8 miles you are from me there. Yeah, can't wait till my call comes on, if it would give me a distance, but he's not using a Yaesu radio. But yeah, it's all good there, Gwil. And of course, yeah, all started working there. I know that Simon, we were in our W.D.R.G Thursday meeting, and yeah, he picked my brain a little bit, and he said, how can you do an auto connect? And explain the system that I've been using for a while. And of course, yeah, it missed a beat. Of course, I set mine up at the same time, but mine just went to the W.D.R.G route, exactly where it would normally sit. And yeah, the two Australians, I'm familiar with them. I've spoken to them for about 5 years. So that would be Ron, VK3MJR, and Hans only in the last couple of years, actually. VK3HBS. So they often frequent 2356 or the W.D.R.G system. So yeah, and of course it's the time distances there. So I'll see if anybody else would like to check into the Wales Ragchew Net and have an over. If you would, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. I'll try and take two, and then we'll keep it moving around the list. Okay, nothing heard there, so we will go to the top of the list. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. Round to you there, Mike.
Thank you, Chris. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. And real quick here, I'm looking at your pictures. I want to let you know, how do you know that you've got a ham radio operator doing reconstruction on your kitchen? Well, how you know is he has a saw on his counter, and right next to it is a handy-talkie. And then he has a drill, a hand drill on the other part of the counter with a handy-talkie antenna laying right next to the drill. So that's how you know you get a ham radio operator do your reconstructing your kitchen. A little hot joke for the day. Both barbecue and Steve's food sounds very good. I'm kind of looking forward to going downstairs and see what I've got. I know that my wife made my food for made breakfast burritos this morning with some leftover steak and diced potatoes, cheese, and mushrooms and some other things. I can't name onions and peppers and things like that. Very delicious. She cooked that up this morning, and I have a fresh one. So she put the rest of them, which is another 7 or 8 of them, in the freezer for defrosting later in the week for him to eat then. So that's my food form portion. And sounds like we have a good net going. Sounds like everybody's having a good time. We're getting some people that I haven't heard in a while joining the net. I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Okay, thanks very much there, Michael. And yeah, I was asked after you said ham radio operator doing your kitchen if he goes wink wink by Donna, and of course yeah, informed we're having steak this evening and then roast pork on Sunday, I believe. That's tomorrow. So yeah, roast pork tomorrow. So of course there's my food born out the way there. And so that's for Father's Day. So yeah, don't forget that one. So of course we'll go around to Steve now, GW5 VOG.
GW5 VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. Got to say on the last round. Shame about your wife having a little bit of an episode again. I'm glad she seems to be better now and is able to celebrate her birthday. That was good. The only thing is, if she'd have not celebrated it and waited till next year, she'd have been a year younger than she will be, because she didn't, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm glad that she's yeah, we seem to be food porning, don't we, quite a lot. I think tomorrow I'm going to do roast dinner, which is unusual because I'm a vegetarian, but with a mushroom. See, I've stepped up my shopping a bit up to Waitrose now, although we haven't got a Waitrose anywhere near us. We have to go miles to get to it. But there we are, it is worth it. So, you know, near where you live, it puts the value of your house up by several £1,000. Some weird reason. There we are, but I haven't got one for miles, so that's bad news for my house value. So back to you. Yes, from GW5 DOG.
Steve, and of course, well, I don't know why a Waitrose near there would put the value of your house. Does that mean if you've got an LD and a Lidl near it, devalue it? But of course, yeah. Normally, I know that house values go up if there is a park, a local shopping centre, and whatever. Not specifically a Waitrose. But yeah, be interesting to hear on that one. So we go to James now, 2E0, Victor Whiskey Juliet.
Yeah, because we came with you. That's good. That's interesting when it's your house field because your rate trade, I was going to say exactly the same thing. Actually, I went into town today. I don't know if that was your little wanted to do. On a site that had like one of those indoor markets with all the sort of little individual stalls and stands, and it just got sort of more and more naff, for want of a better way of putting it. And the car park was shared between the market and ALLSTAR, and now Lidl's are buying it, so you've got two supermarkets staring at each other, but it's only Pershing, a small sort of village town. But there you go. So obviously our houses are going down in value, but that's not good news. But there you go. But yeah, actually it's surprising with house prices how much it goes up. And Dayton's a bit slightly with the decorating, Chris. I could see those pictures that you sent. We've certainly got a bit of work to do there. I guess if it was not decorated, I guess it was your parents' place, and as people get on a bit, they don't have hassle of all the decorating. I don't know. It's enough to stand when you're younger. I mean, I think we spoke about it last week. I mean, I tried to just do a boom each year or something, just to keep chipping away at it, so you never really get anything major sort of to deal with. But you've obviously got a bit to do there. But yeah, all the biggest there. And that was quite funny when you said that the gas meter people could keep you on hold for 40 minutes. I was just thinking you might need to get all the wood chips scraped off in that time. But there you go. But yeah, that's always a nightmare trying to speak to the utilities and stuff like that. But I'm sure you'll get it sorted out. And yeah, I'll probably speak to you maybe one-to-one somewhere along the line when I get a moment and pick your brains a bit. And especially with the Echolink connectivity, because that could be quite interesting. And see where that takes me. Anyway, I'll hold it to you. So I'll put it back to you, Chris, from 20 DWJ.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, dealing with the utilities, yeah, takes forever. The worst one was being sent a bill nearly a year and a half later, when you'd thought that you'd actually cancelled it all down. Out of a loophole, it ended up being zero. So yeah, Daddy didn't pay for no gas and electricity for the last 7 months. But yeah, it's one of them things. It's disappeared as well. So it was all good, and I wanted to get the utility company changed. But of course, yeah, they used to be a lot better. But yeah, they've all failed, haven't they, really, since they put things across. So there we go. Rod is listening. Can't seem to get in properly due to an update and reboot. So Rod, if you are listening, go to the IP address in your browser, put a colon, and then 4 twos. Press enter. PyStart Raspberry, and then sudo PyStart update if it's a normal PyStart, and then sudo PyStart upgrade after. If it's a WCHP one, then you can go sudo WPST update space alpha lima lima enter, and it'll do the trick for you. So yeah, hope that helps. If it's an open spot, well, I don't know. But yep, I will get you into the log there as well there, Rod. So I've just seen that. So we'll now go round to Fred G0 EOB. Okay, we're giving a call on the next range. You might have gone off. So we go Ranger Quill, MW3, Whiskey Mike Papa.
Back to you, yes, here listening. Well, everybody's concerned about all different things, which is a good sign, I think, not just ones. Yeah, you were quoting a lot of numbers there for me and how to get onto this system, the different systems. I'm afraid I've still haven't quite got my head around how the system all works yet. That's the trouble where I am at the moment. It used to be a good club in Portmelic, but it backed up. I think COVID hit it on the head, and that was the end of it. It never got going again. I think this is why clubs are so important. That if any questions you want to know or want a demonstration on how things work, so you can copy and do it yourself. It's not there because the clubs have gone. I think that's a shame. Yeah, but these things happen. This happened to the camera club here. We had an excellent camera club here in Penn. Unfortunately, COVID did well. And very often, the people running a lot of these are quite elderly. So they leave the people who are going to have the time, have the patience to run the time. So, yeah, that's what I like about it. And we'll see what so I'm not really sure anyone is, to be honest. But that's what has to be about those. Yeah. And yes, repeat it. Charlie Sierra. There's also, yeah, I'm nearby called Hammer. Always help. So that's always good. Yeah, well, because it's basically uses a hot. And it's a it's got a little break that one. And that's what a lot of you so yeah, to do it on you can do the graphic using so that means so you're working with your dashboard where it goes across and the thing for you with the dashboard and you don't understand it but if you go to the W.D.R.G website and actually click actually see all time and it's net going across. And so that's a graphic system. But what I'm Rob do is do it from what I call from the back end. So it's SH and literally you put a code and 4 on the end of your address and you get able to really get we can make this thing down. And so it would actually be after me. And I would say it will really, I put it down, yeah, what do you mean, like I said, a little quick. And some people that know what they're doing will say a little bit too quickly. And so I know that everyone at a different level. And the one thing I think is really clever is when we
and I've hit the time, mate. It's me who's hit the time, mate. So I actually lost, yeah, I was talking on there because I'm actually doing different things at the same time. Actually trying to do something, but I lost the log, unfortunately, because the program that I opened likes to open over the top. So I know it as well. So we will see if Rod is there on the side and whether he sounds like a Dalek. Oh, I'm talking to Blix, where's one thing? So, round to Rod, G0, EUZ.
So next time, yes, I think there's one, is there a radio, or something coming out in the Welsh Island Railway before long, and then we can find out if there is something. I can always pop into there. Yeah, M7CCS and WP returning.
G0 EUZ, do you copy me, Chris?
Okay, Rod, G0, EUZ. I did see that you were transmitting, didn't hear the audio, I doubled with you.
G0 EUZ. Hiya, Chris. Yeah, it all went to pot there. Will was still talking, and anyway, it's transmitting, that's the main thing. So yeah, so I've been here from the beginning, so I know what's going on. Lovely to hear everybody. And yeah, I know what you're talking about with the updates, so I'll have a do with that later. So we're doing all right. So I'll pass it back to you, Chris. M7CCS G0 EUZ.
Yep, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, Rod. And of course, yeah, we've definitely now got you in the log. So let's see if I can minute. Yep, I can. It's alright, I was trying to place things on the screen when I'm multicasting there. And it's placing it in the right place, and yeah, I'm having a bit of a problem with a remote interface at the minute, and it could be probably because I'm live streaming, not thinking about that, but yeah, good to hear from you there, Rod, and yeah, things all okay to me. So we'll see if we've got anybody else if you'd like to join in with the Wales Ragchew Net. If you would, go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over.
Okay, Chris, so this Fred, G0, you'll be for the final. I'm sorry I missed your call. I'm going to wish you 7-3 there, Chris. Many thanks for taking me in. I do appreciate that. And good luck with the net. You've got a lovely net working. And 7-3s, and long may it continue, my friend. 7-3s to everybody, and to you especially, Chris, for taking me in. G0, you'll be net clear. Bye-bye.
Yep, okay then, not a problem there, Fred. And, of course, 7-3 to you there. So, is there anybody else on the side for the Wales Ragchew Net? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll go up to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, India Papa. And, yeah, you'll be pleased to know, even with everything going on now, and I'm going to say it, but even with everything that was going on last weekend, and we did have our own little problems with the net starting and stuff like that, but we did not mention the word Trump or Elon. I still don't even know what's going on. I've been blanking myself out to it. I think that's the best way. So we go to Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, India Papa.
This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa here, and I'm glad that it wasn't a topic conversation. I know that stirs different emotions here in the United States. So try to stay away from it when I'm on the ham radio so that I have some peace and quiet. But anyway, I wanted to bring up the point today that I saw Rod's is listening in, and all I will say, birthday cake sounds really good, especially chocolate ones. That sounds fantastic. But I had some problems with my shoulder. I was just saying this earlier. About 8-9 months ago, I had a pop in my shoulder when I was picking up my dog. It was very painful at the time, and eventually it got leveled out a little bit, but it's been nagging me more and more over the years, over the months, I mean. And it finally got really bad here the last probably 2 weeks to a month ago, and I finally decided I needed to have it checked out. Went to the orthopedic surgeon guy because I was just sure, based on my internet research, that I had torn rotator cuff. Very painful, very hard to move the shoulder at certain times. And so he did an MRI on me, and I got the results back the other day. And my bicep, which attaches to the shoulder in 2 different areas, has torn away from the shoulder completely on one side. So I'm going to have that fixed. My problem is that I've had a stroke, and so my left arm does not move at all, and now my right arm is not going to be able to be moved. And I've timed out. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey up for 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, you definitely did time out there, Michael. But yeah, it's not a problem there. So we'll go around to Steve, G5, VOG, and yeah, you worry about someone else, but yeah, you do have to get yourself sorted as well if you've got a medical problem. So round Steve, G5, VOG.
GW5 VOG returning, thank you, Chris. Just harking back to my last over, the Waitrose effect. I've looked it up on Google. Google AI says the Waitrose effect refers to the observed phenomenon where the presence of a Waitrose supermarket in a residential area is associated with higher property values. Studies have shown that homes located near a Waitrose supermarket compared to similar properties further away. This effect is often attributed for stocking high-quality goods and attracting a more affluent customer, making the surrounding area more desirable. There we are, and then it goes. There we are, that's the thing. I don't think somebody said do Aldi's and Lidl's make it cheaper. I don't think that it works the reverse way. And I quite like, I love Lidl's actually, for the middle of Lidl with all the tools and things. That's good. But my favourite shop that I always want to live near is Home Bargains. I don't know what you think about that, Chris, but I could spend all day in there, all day long. Anyway, sorry to hear about your shoulder, Michael, and that's going to leave you in a bit of a mess. Vox on the radio, maybe, might be the answer. You could switch Vox on and just transmit when you speak. I don't know, but anyway, take it easy and let's hope that the surgery is successful and you heal up as quickly as possible. You, Chris M7CCS from GW5 VOG.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Steve. So, next we go round to James via the Echolink 2E0, Victor Whiskey Julia.
TGIF VWK returning. Yes, I've worked, Shane got that bit of work tonight on your shows, but Steve said about the box, I was just thinking, like, if you had an Echo link or something on your phone, that's always quite handy. It's quite easy to get in on certain chats and stuff if you're away from your radio and stuff. So, yeah. And, yeah, the weight shows as well. I wonder if it's in and around where the ice price is not so much more because near weight shows, or whether they just put weight shows near posh houses. But there you go. Food for thought. No pun intended. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. And good to hear you on there, Ross. You managed to get through in the end after the cut-off of the update. I think it was an update. It's always a bit of a nightmare when these things need updating, and it's always just when you don't need it, isn't it? And it sort of throws you out. But yeah, good to hear you on. And yeah, it's been a busy week really. The weather's been sort of quite hot, and it's been very nice how it's light for so long. And I guess that we'll probably get some short day soon, so not longest, I mean. So it's always short-lived, though, isn't it? You know, either the long evenings or the short evenings don't seem short-lived. They seem to drag on forever. But yeah, it's very pleasant for this time of year to be able to sit out in the sunshine in the garden and that. But yeah, all good stuff. Anyway, I'll put it back to you guys from 2 years, VWK.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there. Well, Fred said 7-3, so we don't need to go to Fred. So we'll go to Gwil, MW3, Whiskey, Mike Papa.
MW3 WMP returning to M7CCS. Yep. I was asking one of the questions when obviously I must have spoken doubled on somebody. Going to be on the Wales Highland Railways here, back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. So, yeah, the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway. We haven't announced anything yet, but of course we are normally there for railways on the air for the rota. And of course we're normally in the museum part, in the old shed there. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Then there will be, but it's one of those things, we can't confirm times and dates on it yet, because it normally coincides with certain dates, and of course, yeah, we've got to wait for them to be released. I can do a good Google search and have a look. So it's rota, isn't it? So it's railways on the air. And I did go quiet there. Railways on the air, and I'm trying to just get the information there. So it is the 27th of September is what I've just seen before I've flown ahead. So that's, I believe it's around then. So back over to you there, Gwil.
WMP returning. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much for looking it up. I'll keep it in mind. Hopefully we'll be able to meet a few of you people there on that weekend. That would be good. And yeah, and of course you'll be indoors, which helps. Mind you, when you were in Shell Island, you had wonderful weather for a weekend. I thought it couldn't have been better. And superb it was. Yeah, great. Well, I'm going to wish you all the 7-3s now too, and thanks for letting me in and having a chat. It was great again, and we'll meet you further down the log, probably later on next week. So thanks again for listening in, and wishing you, everybody who's still in there listening, all the best, M3s, and have a great rest of the evening. NW3 WMP, clearing now. Goodbye.
Yep, 7 through there, well, and hope to catch you next week. So we go round to Rod, G0, EU.
G0, EUZ? Yeah. All good there, yeah. Michael, sorry to hear about your arm. Yeah, that's very unpleasant. I was going to say Vox as well. Look, I didn't know it, did it? But you never know. It might be there on one of them. But obviously it all needs setting up while you've still got 2 arms or 1 arm working. So yeah, I had an accident this afternoon. I was out walking the dog, and he'd gone in a pond and got his feet really dirty. So I'd taken him down to the river to wash his feet off, and I ended up sliding down the bank about 8 foot down the bank on my back. So I grazed all my back and both arms. Not seriously, but with my blood issues, it could turn serious. And of course, I might well end up with a bad back next week, or tomorrow, because my back's not been brilliant over the last few days. But there we go. I've been quite busy of late, not done any radio work. I had 4 meters on. Not any, no, didn't contact anybody, there was nobody about. But I actually, I run a fiberglass pole up and put a flower pot antenna on for 4 meters and gave that a try. But like I say, to you, Chris, M7CCS, G0, the user.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there, Rod. And yeah, sorry to hear about the slide. I was going to say you shouldn't be trying to play slides at your age. But yeah, it's an accident, and of course, yeah, hopefully, it's all good there for you. And of course, yeah, you'll feel it. And of course, you know, I'm a bit younger, but of course, yeah, I bruised my foot and whatever. There's still some twinges there. It still swells up a little bit, but the bruising's gone. But the bruising did come out very quickly. The next day, in fact. And then, of course, yeah, the next day it seems like there's a little bit more. Yeah, it finally clears up. But yeah, hopefully it's all okay, Rod. So we'll see if we've got anyone else on the side who would like to join us. If not, we will go to the top of the list. Okay, nothing heard there, so we will go to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Thanks, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa here. And thanks for the well wishes and Rod and Stephen and all. I'm actually not looking forward to the surgery at all because it's mainly the rehab because my wife can't take care of me, so I'm going to have to go to an inpatient rehab. She's not healthy enough to do that, so I'm going to have to go into an inpatient rehab. Maybe there a couple of weeks, maybe longer, depends on my progress. Right now, I can use my right hand, and there's certain things I can lift. It definitely tells me when I've done something wrong. If I reach out straight in front of me or off to the right side of me, and there's a severe pain, like somebody stabbing me in the shoulder, that's when I need to stop. So I can use the hand, but I know after the surgery, I'm not going to be able to use it for a while. So I'm actually not looking forward to the surgery, mainly because of the recovery process. I already planned to take a radio and hopefully can do some radio work from the rehab. We'll just have to see how it goes. I just don't know what they're going to do with me. Anyway, FT8 the last couple of days have been fantastic. It seems our son has given us some chance to actually get on the airways. I've gotten quite a few FT8 contacts. Hope, Steve, hope you're doing well with it, and Rod, on FT8 the last few days, because the sun has really opened up. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, you know, you just got to prepare, haven't you? The mobile phone, Echolink, that MB6PG, that's Mike Bravo 6PG, and we'll get you in here. The other thing is, tether your open spot. I think it's an open spot you've got to your mobile phone. There's another option. But of course, what's the other hack? They call it over here the hotel hack. But of course, I call it the hospital hack. Make sure you pack a 4-way extension lead so you can charge your mobile phone. and you can charge your handheld radio and things like your laptop PC and that, or a tablet if you've got one. So that'll be your friend as well. And of course, that's the thing. And of course, the other thing is of course, you're gonna miss Mrs. Michael as well. Of course, you'll have to have the tablet once the video called in, so you can speak to each other. Of course, we hope everything all goes well as well. To Steve now, GW5DOG.
GW5DOG returning, thank you, Chris. Oh, hello to Rob, by the way, I didn't say hello. Glad you got on in the end. I listened to, well, I don't think it was the end of the net, when on Wednesday you were on Sutty's net, so I nearly spoke to you then, when somebody came on who didn't quite know what to do, something like that, and he wanted an audio check and things like that. So Sutty quite a long, he said 73 and went. Then Edwin came on, and so when Edwin finished, they both went straight to get on here. I did speak to Sutty at 6 o'clock. I saw his call sign come up, and had a little chat with him. As I say, he gave me a radio check for the myself, because I've got it to work. Now today it won't work. I don't know if you heard at the beginning, Rod, I've got 3 radios here that I can connect to this net, and 2 of them aren't working. I can't transmit. Few problems tonight. Perhaps I'll have to reboot or update my hotspot. Talking about that, the day after I managed to get my Anytone 878 to work properly, I was really feeling good about it, saying, oh, that's great, I've sorted out this. And then I woke up in the morning, and sometimes if I get up early enough, the Northwest Fusion Group net at 7 o'clock in the morning, just to check that it's on there. I don't actually take part, it's a bit early for me. And when it wasn't working, I couldn't hear them. When I look at my computer, Windows 11 had done an update. So eventually I got it all back up. And then when I looked at the software that I use on Fusion, which is completely messed up. It was all the talk groups were out of order and everything, so I don't know what happened there. So Anyway, I'm going to time out in a minute. So back to you, Chris M7CCS.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, of course, yeah. So I was thinking that when you said that you listen on it, on Northwest Fusion, I was thinking, oh, well, never heard you. But yeah, then you went on to mention. But of course, yeah, I think there is a strange thing that happens if you're listening on there, and especially if you're listening with a hotspot. There's one guy, well, I say one guy, there's a couple of big guys that use the mode VW, Victor Whiskey, voice wide, on their C4 FM radio. Now that doesn't come through the hotspot, it doesn't go through the hotspot. So, of course, you know, they say that they're a Fusion Net only, and they do have the hotspot side of it. And it works until someone presses the voice wide button on the actual WiresX. So, of course, yeah, there's that. So I don't know whether that messes up your thing. But, yeah, the old Microsoft updates, yeah, they should have made Hoovers because they suck. But, of course, yeah, it's kind of weird because I get a Microsoft update, and I got one this morning. And then it was pretty much, yeah, started looking into things, and the hotspots were working fine. And I just done a reboot, and then they weren't. And then I had to do some updates. But yeah, I did have one where I couldn't get to its dashboard. But of course, the colon 222, yeah, you will always get there, even if the dashboard isn't there. As long as the file's on and it's on the network, you'll get there. So, is a handy tip to know that. So we will now go round to 2E0 Victor Whiskey Juliet. Round to you there, James.
2E0 Victor Whiskey Juliet returning. Yeah, I tried to get onto CHESHIRE also on Wednesday. I sort of listened through a bit this week. That was a sort of that was the first time I'd actually sort of got the digital radio on the boat, and the Starlink satellite data all set up, and the Wi-Fi repeater, the laptop and everything. I managed to sort of, I've been sort of jiggling radios in a little digital one, and the Shack in the Box, which is sort of an older, just RF sort of non-digital radio, and between home and the boat, and then, you know, divot here, divot there, and moving radios around, and telling me different stuff. And sort of finally decided, well, I need to sort of like settle on this, sort of just got to sort of, I'm not moving stuff around, so I thought, well, I'll do the WiresX radio or laptop through the Starlink on the boat, and I'm sort of a bit of a no-brainer then. And I thought, I'll test it on Cities Net, through WiresX. So I did all get on, but it didn't go in, because everybody was having dryer issues. So I thought, oh, this is not going to go down too well, so I didn't really call in, because everybody was sort of having trouble dropping out. So I listened through a bit, and the weather was beautiful. There was extra on the grass outside, and there were people moving through the lock with their boats and stuff. So it seemed a bit daft staying inside, dropping out as it were. And radio this week, there's been a new, well, not a new repeater, but they've moved it from UHF down to VHF, so it's now on 2 meters, and that's GB3EH Echo Hotel. And interestingly, that well, I can make it better from home than from the boat, although I think the boat's nearer to it, because I think it's just in a bit of a dead spot. The canal does actually sort of skirt and curve round it, the sort of Oxford Canal, because it's sort of like, I think it's sort of between Stratford and Bamber or something like that, repeater. So that was quite an interesting thing this week, to learn more about repeater, and quite a few narrowboat users using it. So there's a new sort of thing to get into, new people, and you have the boat theme going. So yeah, that was all.
Okay, so James is still transmitting in the Echolink according to my network radio. I did catch Monty 2W1CER, so I've got you in the log. I saw it appear. And of course, yeah. Thanks for the update on the Echo Hotel repeater. Although you still seem to be talking there, James. Oh no, you're not talking anymore, James. So you did sign the system out. But I picked it up, so that's why you're now hearing me. Yeah, thanks for the information on Echo Hotel, that repeater. So, and of course, yeah, Stratford, yeah, that's where we go, like twice a week. So, of course, yeah, it'd be handy to get that into the FT70 maybe. So, that'd be pretty good. So thanks very much there, James, and yeah, you did manage to time it out there somehow. But I could see you were still talking away, but you weren't coming through the system any longer. So, right, now I've got to have a look. So we're going to go around to Rod G0 EUZ, and yeah, glad you did finally manage to make it to her. Over to you there, Rod.
G0 EUZ, back to the group. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with the radio. I think I could hear everything that was going on, but it's in the wrong channel. Because it seems fine now. Yeah, James, it sounds idyllic there on the boat. Very nice indeed, and yeah, it has been very nice weather. We're the same here. We've had another lovely. It did rain a touch this morning. I went out with a coat, but I had to take it off. I've been pleasantly warm, and like I say, we've had very little rain for probably 3 months now, which is a but apart from that, yeah, I say no radio this week. But if I remember rightly, every day this week, haven't we? So that probably explains why there's very little HF work. I've heard people on the repeater say there's nothing on HF. So that probably explains it. What else was there? Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I had dropouts, constant dropouts. It was horrendous on Wednesday. And I don't usually get that. Not from everybody. You know, you get it from one person occasionally. But it was with everybody. So yeah, it wasn't worth continuing. I didn't need to go anyway. So yeah, that was a shame. But we'll give it a try next turn. Can. So right, back to you then, Chris. M7CCS G0 EUZ.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there. So, we are going to go to Twitter next so we can empty his mouth. But, of course, yeah, I've had a message from City, sounding good from the pub. So I'm guessing he's listening. He's in high spirits and it's Father's Day tomorrow, I suppose. And so we've got M7EMH. And now he's sent a photo. So we'll go around to Monty, 2W1 here.
Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo. Yeah, I won't talk long, I've got a bit of a sore throat. I think I've got a cold coming on. Just got a major sneezing attack. Yeah, sorry, I think I was messing around with electronics. So, yeah, I'm just going to listen in for now. So, excuse my silence. 2 Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo, back to control.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. They're making me do work, but yeah, 7, I will look at you in a bit there, Monty. I've now got to put M7IJP listening, because, yeah, she's taken the photo of a drone and a pint, and the radio, a Yaesu radio there. So, yeah, there is no excuse. I suppose they could call in from the pub. And of course, yeah, you can see that they're near the bar, as well. But yeah, wonder if maybe here in the gateway, but can you get into the gateway? That's the one. So I'm going to open it up and see if City or Sue is going to come in, and then we'll go round the list and start doing the 7-3. So we'll see if we get City or Sue, or maybe even Sweep. So let's see what happens. So City and Sue, go ahead and let's have an over from the pub. We don't know what pub it is, but yeah, an over from the pub on the Wales Ragchew Net. Over to you guys, if you're there listening. And I said the old chestnut, didn't I? You may be able to hear, but can you get it? So, yeah, there was nothing heard there. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up to the top of the list. We're going to go to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, India Papa, for your last over and 7-3. Right to you then, Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, India Papa.
CQNW weather update. The northwest of England is experiencing mild conditions, with temperatures averaging around 16 degrees. In Liverpool, expect a gentle breeze at 6 miles per hour, while Blackpool has slightly stronger winds at 7 miles per hour. Manchester is calmer with winds at 3 miles per hour. Overall, conditions are mostly cloudy with minimal rainfall expected today. 7-3 from M0NWX.
I say that when I was doing my street rehab, so I do know somewhat a little bit familiar with their Wi-Fi, so I'm hoping to use it there. Anyway, it's been a good net. It passed really quick. I didn't know when you said it was up for 73 rounds, I didn't let it go on this fast. Had a great time. Hope everybody has a great Saturday. And Zach here. And Rod, take care of yourself. Don't be sliding down no heels anymore. And both of us are a little too old to be doing that kind of stuff. And I'll catch up for everybody hopefully next Saturday on the Wales Ragchew Net, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, 73 for now.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yeah, 7-3 there, Michael, and good that you kept your over nice and long there. Because we had a WX update from CQ Northwest. I think he does it every 2 hours. I don't think he's meant to do it during the net. But it just happened to do it. Yeah, not a problem there. We didn't talk about the WX, but we now know what the weather is like near Blackpool and whatever. If anyone else heard that update, we did hear Michael's foot over, but we know that we did do a good 7-3 there. So we go round to GW5 VOG, round to you there, Steve, for your 7-3, and that's over.
W5 VOG returning, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, that took me a bit by surprise. And I was thinking actually when they said about it was breezy in Blackpool, it's always windy in Blackpool. It's a very windy place. And it reminded me of when we were all up there and I was sat outside in the beach shop. And you were waving to me from your hotel room. That was good fun, that was, but it was cold. Yeah, so, yeah, I forgot to comment about you doing your stuntman routine, Ron. It was a riverbank, so it's a good job you didn't fall in the water and get swept away. If that's correct, it was a riverbank. So, yeah, take care. And it's quite often that they get into. It's great. So I think actually didn't Michael say that his shoulder went when he was taking the dog for a walk? So dangerous things, dog walks. Anyway, 73 to everybody. It's been a really good net. Got nice subjects and one or two gremlins, but we all sorted them out in the end. And yeah, thank you, Chris, for being net controller. So 73 and best wishes to everyone. M7CCS, GW5VOG.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yeah, 7-3 to you there, and of course, yeah, you were out there, you chose to be out there. You could have been in the warm, in the quiet of the hotel reception room, but you could have just stayed down the reception. But yeah, you make it sound bad, that. You were stuck out in the rain while I was waving to you from my nice warm hotel room. But yeah, it's all good there. So we go round to James now, 2-0, Victor Whiskey Juliet, round to you there for your last over and 7-3 via the Echolink.
2-0 VWJ returning for the 73 match. Yes, it's good to hear everybody on and a nice variety of topics and stuff. And yes, Rod, you were like you were listening to the voice, should we say? But anyway, dangerous stuff, dog walking, definitely. And yeah, Michael over there in America, I hope you get better with arm issues. And yeah, generally good to hear everyone and a nice net. It's gone very quick. Surprised how quick it's gone. I think sometimes the night evenings sort of you think it's things are never going to come to a close because it's light all evening. You sort of you don't sort of dial it down, as it were. So there you go. Anyway, I'll say thank you, Chris, for hosting another good net, and I'll catch up with everybody next week. So I'll say 7-3 all from 2-0 DWJ.
Yep, 7-3 there, James, and yeah, catch you later down the log. I might hear you simpler. Oh, fun! I forgot to say that on the net, didn't I? I actually spoke to Wales with my antenna. Yeah, on 2 meters the other day. So of course I did write it down, and it is here in the log, but I've got to turn back a few pages. But yeah, I actually just heard it. Heard him calling out, and the radio was in scan. And yeah, got a station at some high ground. He parked up on some high ground, and he was just calling out on 2 meters, while his ex-whale had her hair cut done. So we had a couple of hours up on the hill. Height is might, isn't it? So all good then. So we will now go around to Rod G0EUZ, and of course, yeah. Make sure you rest that back, and yeah, if the legs are hurting, make sure it's up higher. Your legs are up higher, and yeah, ibuprofen takes down swelling. So yeah, right to you there, Ross. G0, you use it.
G0, use it. Yeah. I shall be very careful tomorrow. I have a 12-year-old, and he's been up and down this. So there's the mistake. First big mistake. Just because a 12-year-old can do it doesn't mean to say a 75-year-old can't. So there we go. So yeah, Michael, I hope it all goes well, and I hope Kathy remains sort of while she's waiting for the transplant. I had a blood test last Thursday, and everything was. I'm still anemic, a little bit anemic, but nothing serious. It was actually a diabetic, annual diabetic, and I'm all right on that front. But I'm due a visit or a consultant on Tuesday, so they use the same blood sample for both. Saves me going in for another one. So yeah, it was quite. And leave me on the current medication, and we'll see how we go. So yeah, all's well. And we'll say 7 threes, everybody. Sooty and Sue, and we'll try and catch you on Wednesday. So 7 threes, everybody. M7CCS G0. He use it.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yep, 7-3 there. See you there, Rob. And yeah, may catch you on Wednesday. Don't know. The thing is nowadays, I don't know whether I'm up a ladder, hanging off top of a roof or whatever. But yeah, don't really. Sometimes I don't know what day it is. So yeah, I think we come to about Wednesday, I think. And of course, yeah, we took Harry to his girlfriend on Wednesday, and then there was me thinking it was Friday, because we normally take him on a Friday. But of course, yeah, I didn't set up for the Wales Ragchew Net here, and no one was here. But yeah, could have done. I was joking. But it's all good. So right, we go round to Monty, 2W1TER. We go round to you there for your 7-3. 2W1TER. Okay, nothing heard from Monty. Give him the honorary 7-3s. Yeah, he normally got a lot of speed talk about, but he didn't this week. So of course, yeah, in the net, we did have a few stations there, and I just made the screen go wrong. So yeah, we have myself. We had Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo and your Papa. We have Barry 2E0PXW, always listening. GW5 VOG. Steve, we had 2E0 Victor Whiskey Juliet. We had a G0EOB Fresno, and retired farmer near Devon. We had MW7ARE Jeffro in Swansea through GP3WW. We had Mike Whiskey 3 Whiskey Mike Papa, William Wales by MB6PG-RF on the gateway. We had G0EZ Rod. We had 2W1CER Monty. We had M7EMH Chris was listening, and M7IJP listening there. So yeah, 7-3 for now. Catch City in the week on Wednesday for his net. There is no live stream for that, but of course, yeah, it's a relaxed net there, so you can catch City. So I'll say to everybody, thank you for watching. As well if you're on the YouTube, and of course if you're on the radio, thank you for listening, and thanks for participating. I've been Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, 7-3 for now. Catch you all later down the log.